Welcome back, Bulls fans. I have some interesting rumors for you today. So, I'm sure a lot of us have heard there is rumors going around that the Bulls are expected to be in the mix of the teams pushing for Norman Powell this summer. So, I'm going to get into some of his strengths, weaknesses, overall, how I would feel about signing Norman Powell. But before I get too deep into it, I want to know, are you excited for free agency? It starts tomorrow. I'm very excited for it, but I want to know if you are. If you are, hit the like and hype button down below. So, as I said, it was reported by Mike Scotto on Twitter, but the Bulls are expected to be in the mix. His direct quote from his article was, "The Bulls are among the teams expected to have interest in Powell as free agency nears," sources were telling him at Hoops Hype, and mentioning that the 33-year-old guard Powell is a career 39.6% three-point shooter. I mean, pretty hard to get better than 39.6 for your career. But a little bit more on Norman. I'm sure we all know about him by now. He is a 33-year-old guard, as Mike stated. He just finished his 11th year in the NBA. He is a shooting guard, but he also plays some small forward. He's 6'3", 215 pounds. This season, he averaged 29.6 minutes per game, scored 21.7 points per game on 47% shooting, 2.5 assists, 3.5 rebounds, 0.2 blocks, and 1.1 steals per game. So overall, really good production from Norman this year. Got his first career All-Star nod. I want to say, I saw it reported somewhere, but I want to say he's the third oldest first-time All-Star in NBA history. So big congrats to him for that. Definitely something to keep in mind if we are, in fact, going to push for him. Now, some of his strengths that I have noticed are his three-level scoring. I mean, we all know Norman. He can splash. He can shoot the three. As Mike said, he's shooting 39.6% for his career from three, which leads into my second point is he's very efficient. Shot near 40% from three this year, shot 47% from the field, and high 80% for free throw line. He has championship pedigree. He was a key member of that Toronto Raptors championship team. He's a vet, over a decade in the league. That would be massive. And that is one thing that I am looking for in free agents that we sign starting tomorrow is I want more vets on this team. I want more guys that have like 7 or more years in the league. I would prefer more guys kind of like Norm who have a decade of NBA experience, but I'm willing to settle for like 7, 8 years. But we need those vets in house because I'm sure I've said it on the channel before. I know I've said it on our Twitter before, but every rebuilding team needs veterans. I know whenever teams are rebuilding, all you can think of is just hoarding young talent, but you need veterans that will teach the guys the way of the league. And every team just needs good vets that, like I said, will teach the young guys the way of the league, just kind of give them some tips and tricks. And I mean, every rebuild is as strong as the veterans they bring in because the young guys need to be taught things. So you're not going to have a second year player be the guy teaching the rookie things. You're going to want it to be the guy who's been there for a decade. Just the same as any other job. You don't want someone who just started teaching the new hire. You want someone who's been there forever, who has been doing the job forever to teach the new hire the job. Now, the last one I have is he's very good off the ball, both just moving off the ball, but also just overall effectiveness off the ball. And I think that is a big thing we need out of players we're bringing in, because Modest, very on-ball guy. Giddey, very on-ball guy. Caleb seems to be a pretty on-ball guy. I think Caleb can be effective without the ball too, but overall, that offense ran through him a lot at UNC. So I think he's more on-ball than off-ball. But overall, all the guys in our young core are on-ball guys. So we don't need to add too many more on-ball guys to the mix. And it's also one of those where if we're bringing in guys who are super on-ball players, they're going to take touches away from the young guys. And we need the ball in those young guys' hands as much as possible to get them the most reps in game, the most run, and to not fast track their development, because you don't want to rush development, but definitely do our best to develop them as quickly as we can reasonably. Now, as I always say, with strengths come weaknesses. For Norm's weaknesses, he's going to take a ton of cap, and there's no way around that. He is a veteran. He has scored over 20 multiple seasons of his career. He's been at the top of Sixth Man of the Year voting multiple times in his career. And most importantly, he is fresh off an All-Star nod. And I think that All-Star nod is going to be the main thing that drives his value up. Another is he doesn't fit slap. For the slap mantra, Bryson is looking for guys with big wingspans, kind of oversized for height when it comes to their position. Like Giddey fits it. He's a 6'8" point guard. Modest, 6'10" small forward with a pterodactyl wingspan. Wilson's about average height, but he has a good wingspan. Dailyn Swain is a 6'7" forward, so a bit average to below average, but he has a pterodactyl wingspan. And that's also very defensive-oriented guys, which Norm isn't the best defender. His assist-to-turnover ratio wasn't as good as I would like it to be. He averaged 2.5 assists to 1.9 turnovers. So I typically like an assist-to-turnover ratio to be closer to 2-1 if you're a guard. Not saying it has to be like 8 assists to 2 turnovers, but like if you're getting 2.5 to 3 assists per game, I would prefer you to be closer to the 1 to 1.5 turnover. As I stated, for the off-ball ability, yes, he is an off-ball guy, but he will still take a lot of shots away from the young guys. He averaged 15 shots a game. And I'm not saying I want to bring in people that won't shoot the ball, but I don't necessarily want to be bringing in guys who will shoot 15 to 17 times a game and take all those shots away from Modest and Caleb. I want them to get the most shots possible. I want them to be able to shoot the skin off the ball to improve and develop. So I think that part of Norman's game will not work well with this team. And the last one is he's injury prone. He's had multiple seasons of his career be either derailed or ended because of lower body injuries. And for the price tag that Powell will command, I just don't know if it's going to be worth it, given the fact that I don't want to say he's out of his prime because he's definitely a late bloomer, but someone who's getting up there in age, who has a track record of injuries, I just don't think that price tag that he's going to ask for is going to be worth it. And that leads me into my thoughts on it. I'm good. Nothing against Norman Powell as a player. I am a Norman Powell fan. I love his game. I love him as a player. My big thing is, as it says up there, I think this is a contending move, not a rebuilding move. This is a retooling move, not a rebuilding move. And I know a lot of people are not treating it like this, but we are a rebuilding team. Bryson himself has said it. We are rebuilding. He has said to be patient. It is going to be a couple years. And overall, I don't want to rush this. I've been asking for a rebuild for, I don't know, 4 years. Ever since Lonzo went down, I've wanted to just hit the reset button and rebuild. And I know for a lot of people, it's hard to think of us as rebuilding because we've put off rebuilding for so long and have been trying to make playoff pushes for so long, trying to get into that contender territory for so long. But we are rebuilding, and I think it's the best thing we can do. There's no reason to put it off any longer. It's going to be painful, guys. I will say that. But the good thing about this rebuild is we're going to be a fun rebuilding team. We're not going to be a bad rebuilding team like we were a decade ago. We're genuinely going to be a fun rebuilding team. Modest is such a fun player. Caleb is such a fun player. Giddey is a facilitator that will give those two the best looks possible. Noah is going to prove that he's a good player because I think he's a really good player. Leonard is a very exciting player off the bench. Claxton's a really fun player. It's going to be a fun rebuild, and bringing in someone like Norman Powell will just completely disrupt and kind of go against the whole point of rebuilding. I think bringing Norman can stunt a lot of guys' development, and I love Norman as a player. Wish him the best, but I just don't think signing him is the move this team should make, given what our front office is trying to achieve. And what we are trying to achieve is finally rebuilding the right way after all this time. But I want to know what you guys think about signing Norman down below. Tell me absolutely or no thank you in the comment section. And whether you agree or disagree with me, tell me why you do. If you say absolutely, tell me why you think it's a great move. And if you say no, tell me why you don't think it's a great move. Now, please make sure to share and subscribe. We are trying to reach 1,900 subscribers. We're roughly 40 away. Every share matters. Every subscriber matters. We love having you guys here. We talk about it all the time. We love the community we're building here. We're trying to build the best possible Bulls community on social media. And so far, we think we're doing a good job. We love the community we have. We love that you guys are so engaging with our content, and we love that you guys love having discussions with us. Jordan and I are basketball nerds, and we love that you guys love talking about the Bulls with us. But overall, thank you for joining me today. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Make sure you're following us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And overall, just have an amazing, amazing day, guys. And as always, see Red Bulls Nation.